The next item is item number 16, application for a certificate of appropriateness, Borough of Manhattan, docket number 146677, block 5 through 2, lot 20, 77 Bleecker Street, NoHo Historic District. Group of Italianate-style buildings designed by Griffith Thomas and Henry Fernbach and built between 1866 and 1883 and altered in 1979 to 81 by Avinash Malhotra. Application is to construct a greenhouse addition. This is zoned C6-2.
Preservation staff. The item we're looking at right now is 77 Bleecker, which is in the NoHo Historic District. The building's located mid-block on the east side of Mercer, between Bleecker and West 3rd Streets. The proposal is to construct a greenhouse addition at the 9th floor, which is set back from the main Broadway facade. The addition, which will project 6 feet onto the terrace, will be visible from a public thoroughfare, especially when viewed from Mercer Street looking north. And project representative Allison Fever is here to answer questions on it.
Thank you. Okay.
Good afternoon. My name is Allison Lefevre. I'm here from Joseph Pellevardi and Associates, and I'm just going to explain what we propose to do on this terrace and then walk through the visibility. Before I get started, I just wanted to kind of clarify this is sort of an odd site. The main facade is on Broadway, and that's where the historic 1866 to 1883 cast iron facades are. And in 1979, when those buildings were being renovated, a massive fire broke out, and 3 of the 4 buildings ended up being gutted. And so then what happened, in lieu of renovating the buildings, this 12-story apartment structure was built on, the second, in the rear of the building. So the terrace that is in question here is actually located just right up here on the Mercer side facade, so that's why we're only dealing and talking about the Mercer Street facade. So this is the terrace where we propose to do the greenhouse addition, and then as you can see, there is the adjacent condo also has a terrace that's been constructed. So then this is just a little overview of the size that we're proposing. The adjacent greenhouse, which I'm not quite sure if that was grandfathered or what has been not a LPC approval for that, is much larger than the one that we are proposing. Our proposed greenhouse will be set back from the edge of the terrace 15 feet, and will project from the building 6 feet, and will be 10'4" at the edge, and then we'll meet the building at 12'4" feet. And then here's just an elevation of the proposed greenhouse. There's also another full-size enclosed terrace greenhouse on the floor above it that was present at the time of designation. And then here's a section that just kind of compares the existing terrace greenhouse above to ours that is being proposed. And then I'm just going to walk through the visibility, which is just limited to Mercer Street. So starting at Houston, there's the orange mock-up fencing, and then moving to mid-block between Houston and Bleecker. This is about as visible as it gets.
What's the finish of the frame?
It would be the same as this one that's up here, sort of an aluminum with a bronzy dark finish. And then by the time at the intersection of Bleecker and Mercer, the visibility, as you can see, this is the edge of the terrace. There's no longer any visibility. And then moving down Bleecker Street, there's no longer any visibility. And then the further down Bleecker Street you get, this isn't the greatest photo because there's a tree there, but you can see there's this giant housing apartment building there. So pretty soon you don't see any of the building at all.
Okay.
And then north on Mercer Street, and then this is just a view across the entry courtyard here, where you can see the terrace and you cannot see.
Okay. All right. Excuse me. Any questions? Any testimony? Community Board 2 recommends approval. Landmarks and Aesthetics Subcommittee of Community Board 2 unanimously approves, and I find it approvable as well. Fred?
This application is probably not the reason I was chosen to be on this commission, but I will say that this addition to a 1981 building ever so slightly improves it, so why not?
Michael, how about you?
I can approve it.
Great. Approved. Approved, without comment? Everybody, yes? Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Just say that I think the color of the frame, I think that
Bronze.
bronze, okay?
Anybody else? Marjorie, you want to add anything?
No, only it's
Okay.
a very minor
Yeah.
addition to a building that can certainly, this sort of no stylish kind of building that can certainly handle it.
You're being kind, okay. Good, hearing closed. Marjorie, please, motion second, if you would please do that.
In the matter of a certificate of appropriateness for 77 Bleecker Street in the NoHo Historic District, the application is to construct a greenhouse addition. I recommend approval, finding that the greenhouse enclosure will be constructed at an upper floor of a large modern building and will not be in close proximity to any historic structures. Therefore, the work will not remove, alter, or conceal any significant architectural features of the building or neighboring properties. That the enclosure's placement, size, and details will be harmonious with the stepped massing and simple detailing of the building, helping the enclosure to be harmonious with the existing structure. That the enclosure will be simple in design, small in relation to the size of the building, and only visible from public thoroughfares at a distance within the context of the building's modern facades, helping it remain a discrete presence within the streetscape. And the materials and finishes of the enclosure, matching materials and finishes at the building, will help the enclosure blend with the adjoining facades and further recede from view.
Second, all in favor? Aye, opposed? Approved, thank you.